Hi guys, Wayne's Butler here. Well, like I said, we're going to do the review now. Saturday morning here, 11 o'clock, so here we go. First I want to start this video by talking about the price point for this figure. A little bit controversial. Like I said in my last video, I paid $347 with free shipping. Now I knew the price was a little high, and I didn't mind paying it, although I wasn't really happy with the shipping for the amount I'm paying. Like I said to the guy in one of my messages there when I was a little unsure on when I was going to get this figure, I said, well, I don't mind, paying an exaggerated price, but when we're paying, those high eBay prices, guys, I expect this figure to be in the mail the very next day, or with minimally 2 days, or maximum of 2 days. And I expect this thing to be at my door in a week, but in this case it wasn't. So I paid a little bit too much for the speed that it arrived. Also, I have to say that this figure here is probably the highest opening price on eBay for a figure in quite some time. $347. Is it overpriced? Yes, it is. It's overpriced. A little bit too high. I don't regret paying it. I know I'm going to probably contradict myself here a little bit. I don't regret paying it because I really love this figure and I'm very happy with it. And the excitement that I had when I opened it, I still have. I'm ecstatic for it. I don't regret having it, but I do feel the figure is overpriced, especially considering what it comes with. Now it does come with quite a bit of accessories, but does it hold a DX status? Well, no. As Rick said in his video, he doesn't think it warrants the DX status either, and I agree with that. I don't think it does, because to have the DX status, in my opinion, it has to at least minimally come with a second head sculpt. Minimally. Or interchangeable faceplates, like with the DX89 Bat, which I do think that does warrant DX status. But, I got some guys asking me, what I paid and stuff like that. And yes, I overpaid. I overpaid on the Batman too. Now the Batman's not so bad for me because I probably paid about $50 too much. And when I heard that these things were going to be delayed, the second wave from Sideshow is going to be delayed, I thought, well, there's no way. There's no way in a million years I'm going to wait 2 more months just to save a lousy $50. It just wasn't going to happen. And the same with the Joker. Now, obviously I overpaid probably maybe $60, $70. I probably overpaid that. The same theory applies. I wasn't going to wait 2 months to save $70 either. Plus, this is probably going to be my last Hot Toys figure for the next little while. Anyways, the figures that I want, the pre-orders aren't out yet. There's no pictures and, all that kind of thing. So I didn't mind paying a little bit extra, because I knew I wasn't going to be buying any more figures in the next couple months. But it was my choice, my money, and that's what I did. So that's with that. So on with the figure here. Awesome figure, like I said yesterday. Head sculpt, Academy Award winning for sure. I would probably say, and this is just my opinion, guys, that this head sculpt is to 2012 as the T800 head sculpt was to 2011, and I think by the end of this year I think it will still hold that place in the lineup, in my opinion. It comes with this long trench coat type jacket like in the movie. Unfortunately, the jacket won't fit over top of the tail type jacket like it is in the movie. It'll fit over, but you won't be able to pose the arms at all. I mean, it's a little bit overly too tight. So I would have liked it to actually fit over to kind of get that movie accuracy. But that's all right. You can't really see the jacket underneath this one, anyways. And so we come down into the suit. Bang on like the movie. The colors are bang on. All the detail. I mean, right down to the buttons and all the little insignias in the buttons. I mean, it boggles my mind, guys, how the Hot Toys makes these figures. I mean, I don't know if it's reverse alien technology or what it is, but it always amazes me how they can make things so tiny and then mass produce it on top of that. And then we have, the famous Orchid where he sprays the acid out in the movie. That fits onto a little piece of thread that's on the lapel. Fits on quite easily, looks good. The pants, plaid, like I said yesterday, the suit doesn't really match, you know, the Joker mythos from the comics and the cartoons, but it is a closer resemblance or a closer feel to, you know, what the original Joker was compared to the Heath Ledger Joker. And you know, we get down into the shoes here. They're not spats, but they do have a, you know, spat style to it, which again is part of the original Joker mythos. And well, the hat fits good, looks good. The brim's probably a little bit too narrow, but that's my eye doesn't even go to that. It's the least of my problems, guys, and it's something that I really wouldn't worry about. As far as go back to the head sculpt here, Pierce system works great. I mean, the paint apps, the teeth finally, you know, we get an open mouth. I wish they had done an open mouth head sculpt for the Dark Knight Joker, but time will tell if we get that. Teeth are great, I love it. It has a bit of hat head. I mean, this head sculpt is actually designed for the hat only. I mean, it doesn't look too bad with the hat off. But I'm not going to be posing it with the hat off anyways, but like I said, it is designed for the hat. Again, it would have been nice to have a second head sculpt, either, you know, with the flesh tone, or they have a number of different choices for the movie they could have went with. So I'm a little disappointed there wasn't a second head sculpt. Again, being that this has DX status. So we get down into the accessories. It does come with the cane, which is detailed up nice. The gas mask, the megaphone, the walkie-talkie, the radio, the money, the chattering teeth, Joker cards, the two guns. Now the long gun's pretty nice. It's glossy just like the movie. It's not all weathered up like you normally see with Hot Toys, but I think it is quite movie accurate. And then we get down into the bang gun. The bang gun is accurate. The bang is actually on the correct side of the gun because he does hold this gun in his left hand in the movie. What I do want to talk about is these hands. Now let me zoom in on these hands a little bit because there's a bit of a controversy and it's well deserved. As you can see here, guys, I have all the left hands and all the right hands lined up. Now it comes with 4 of his right hands and 2 of his left hands. So as far as a hand that holds this bang gun, the only hand is, like you say, this one right here. That's the only hand that could possibly hold this gun, which it doesn't do it very well at all. Especially if you want to line the gun up, you know, in line with the head. So they kind of dropped the ball there. As far as, well, like I said, you got 4 right hands and 2 left hands. Kind of an odd thing, I think. Now, we're talking, a lot of the videos we're talking about the hand that holds the gun. Now, in my opinion, I tried everything here. The only hand that will hold this gun here is that hand, the pointy hand. It's the only hand that will hold the gun in line with the body, in line with the arm. The little tip of the finger here doesn't obviously go into the trigger. That's not necessarily a bad thing for me. I mean, it holds the gun really, really well. So, I mean, you know, they dropped the ball a little bit there, but it's not a detail that bothers me, you know, in the least, really. I mean, it holds the gun really well for what I'm going to be posing it. Then this hand here is the hand for the cane. The grip could have been a little tighter, but if you kind of cock it in the hand there, it'll definitely, you know, hold itself. And then this hand here is for the walkie-talkie. Holds it quite well. And then, as you can see, the 2 back hands are just your standard splayed hands. So, I think that controversy is a little bit cleared up. I guess the end result is Hot Toys fucked up. But I'm not going to hold it against it. But some of you guys might. So, and then it comes with that little coaster thing we talked about. I'm probably going to get into that a little bit more in the dial. Now, I don't know what you guys think. I think, you know, I really love this figure. Like I said when I started here, it is a little bit overpriced. But we all make choices, guys. So that was a choice that I made. And I'm not going to have any problem living with it. But be aware, guys, when you got this figure, you're going to have to make the same choice that I did. And whatever choice you make, you know, you stand by it. And don't let anybody sway you either way, you know. And, you know, the box I already covered. I mean, I don't know really much more you can say, guys, with this Jack Nicholson. I hear they're supposed to be doing another Jack Nicholson figure, which will be kind of nice to see whether it's the gangster version or what it is. I kind of hope it's the gangster version before he, you know, became the Joker. I'll most definitely be getting that if they do it. And, you know, as far as the relevance to this movie, you know, I talked about that in the Batman. You know, the Joker, or the Jack Nicholson take on this character, and, you know, as we all know, will go down in history as, you know, one of those iconic episodes or iconic portrayals. And the Heath Ledger also will hold its point in movie history for what he did. And I don't think you can really compare the two. They're just two different figures, both awesome in their own era that they came out in. And will both hold their own, in my opinion. So, I don't know what more I can add here, guys. I know I want to get this diorama thing done here. As you can see, I got it sitting on the bottom half of the display case. And it looks pretty good. I'm not going to have any trouble standing this up. As you can see, it stands up quite well on its own. I might end up putting some of that, you know, that fun tack that you guys use to hold your biomask on some of the Pred figures that work quite well for that. So I might put a couple pieces underneath each one of these feet just to kind of hold these figures. Now that tack works quite well. I mean, a lot of you guys don't like using stands. Now, as long as the ankle joints are fairly tight, you know, a couple little pieces of that tack underneath the shoes will hold the figure up quite well. And, you know, as far as the figure goes, before I go here, as far as the figure goes in general, you know, putting aside the price point, like what I talked about, I do feel that this is a figure that everybody should have for sure. Now, it doesn't really matter whether you are a Pred collector, an Iron Man collector, you know, a Batman collector, whatever it is. If you're just a straight Hot Toys collector, you definitely must have this figure. If your collection does not have this figure, it will always be missing one. And I think that's about it, guys. This is Wayne's Butler signing off. Peace and love to all.